Lighter. Hi everyone. Hello. Here we are back together. Good news. I should be back on Facebook later today. Yay me. But I'm really excited actually to be here with Dr. Thomas because I was unable to be with him in Medi and Jeff Jock last week. So if you did not get a chance to look at that, definitely pop over to Dr. Thomas's YouTube channel at TDI PhD, and you can check that out there. So, how are you, my friend?
I am well, 90% well.
90%. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, my knee. I don't know if it's inflamed or what, but I have been working out for like 80 days straight or something like that
Damn.
since
Aren't you supposed to take a
January
break?
since January 15th. Well, it's not like it's an intense workout. Like today, after this, I'm going to go to the gym. I call it the shake and bake. It's basically a fake tanning bed. Upright. It's happy lights instead, and the floor vibrates like something from the 80s and the 90s. It'll shake you. So just but it was just a simple, nothing high intensity today. Even yesterday wasn't. I'm not doing these high knee intense workouts, but based on whatever I feel. Some days yoga for 15 minutes is all it's needed, or a walk, and then other days, I kick my butt for an hour. But
Nice.
Either way, that's how it goes.
So the topic today is, where is your abundance? And I know this is a big question for many of us because we're ready. We're ready to be abundant. We're ready to manifest. We're ready, or we think we are. We think we are. And I think that is what I know for myself. I'll use myself as an example. For many years, probably the last decade, I kept saying, I'm ready. But I wasn't really ready. I was still dealing in lower frequencies. I was still dealing with a lot of resentment and anger. I was dealing with a lot of lack mentality. So even though I thought I was ready, like vibrationally, I was not ready at all to be able to manifest what it was or what it is that I want. So I know this is the topic that you were brought to. So did you want to start the conversation?
Well, I'm sharing it out right now to a few other people.
Oh,
Maddie, welcome. Hi, saying hi to you. Once again,
hi
it's
everyone.
weird. Not all the comments come onto the feed that we see, but it is there. And hold on, I just a few more people, just like a few more bat channels, same bat, whatever it is.
Right. Well, I want to talk a little bit about that, like frequency. And so, if you take any class with me, I'm going to talk about the emotional chart, the emotional chart where lower frequencies are the fear, and then you move up into the love. And so that frequency chart, fear, grief, powerlessness, contentment, boredom, anger, then we get up into the higher frequencies, and then we get into love. And so it's really important to kind of be able to become self-aware or self-actualized as to kind of where you are on that chart, because that really helps you to know, okay, I have work to do, or I'm pretty good with that, but I now I want to get up to a different rung of the ladder or a different vibrational frequency. So that's, I know for myself, where I kept bumping my nose, thinking that I was ready to step into certain abundance, certain roles, and certain levels that I had no business being near, because vibrationally I was not close. I was still very heavy, very dense.
Yeah. So first, hi Cynthia, Medi, welcome. Yeah, abundance of beautiful skies and lovely temps. If you're in the Rochester area, that's what you're getting. I think my house is like 74 right now. I'm like, do I turn on the air conditioner? But
No.
no. But anyways, we are here. It is a lovely day. And so if you see me looking to the right a little bit, just kind of watching the comments on the other feed. But this topic, we talk about abundance a lot. We do.
But it's very important, because people
Right.
want to have, ease. They want to have enough. They want to have more than enough. And, we live in a culture, especially if, and I'm speaking Americans, of like keeping up with the Joneses, having more than enough, or having the perception be that you are at a certain level, but striving and driving to get, everything that you almost expect. I mean, I think, Americans versus like third world countries, like we have an expectation of what life should look like versus people who have an expectation of just wanting to eat every day and have clean water. So abundance can look very different depending on where you're kind of coming at it from, what lens you're kind of looking at it through. So, yeah, I think this is
So
definitely a topic that at some level everybody's looking for.
so let me share a parable. I'm going to paraphrase this parable and make it quicker. From Cryon. Woe in the room of lessons. Okay, real quick paraphrase of this lesson from Cryon. Woe lived in this house, a beautiful house, with lots of people in his house. On the walls of the house, he basically put up his emotions. And so if you wanted to know what happy was, he knew where happy was. Anger, he knew what happened. And there, he pictured emotions, all that stuff. I'm going to skip over the much of the lesson for that and go into the end. One morning, Woe wakes up. He gets out of bed, and something's different. And he knew from previous times in his life there was a corner of this room where there was this writing on the wall he couldn't read. And all of a sudden, it got very clear. He felt lighter. He felt different. And when he looked back, he saw that he was still laying in bed because he had passed during his sleep. And so all of a sudden, he started recognizing the people that were walking towards him as two guides. And they were just love, and he automatically knew who they were. And so as he goes forth, he goes through that door with that writing he never could read. And as he goes in this hallway, the first room he opened up were all these riches and gold and jewels and all this abundance of money and wealth. And another room had his leadership that could be like a president of a company or leadership, or all this stuff that was going with it. And another room had his family and so on and so forth. Each room in this hallway had a different abundance in there that was all promised and ready for him at the moment that he wanted it. The problem happened in his life. Woe never asked for it and never expected it in the right way. Woe was always thinking out of the ego, out of this is how it should be, and was trained how to live within that fear-based, control-based lifestyle, never living out of love and never truly knowing that in front of him, with all these abundant opportunities, should he have asked and should he have wanted it and aligned with himself. I share that parable, and like I said, the parable is much longer and much more deeper, a lot more details to it. But I start with that one because I was told this the other day by a friend, and she goes, for the longest time, and she's very spiritual. She's actually my first Reiki, the first person that helped me out. She goes, all of a sudden in her life, all this abundance started coming towards her. She'd go to a place. She went to a place for a getaway to try to help with her business, and not even help with her business, just to get away. Spiritual type places and vendors were there, and she was going for herself to get healing and stuff. She ended up healing others and getting all their business, like not getting all their, but all of a sudden all this business. And her boyfriend looked at her and said, "Damn, girl, look at you! Look at all that's coming to you!" And little things like that. And what she finally realized was all this abundance. Imagine these doors in front of you. Imagine all these doors in front of you of abundance of things that you want in your life, whether it's love, family, wealth, leadership, work, kids. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you want, abundance can be in so many different ways. They're all right in front of you. But we all carry this like briefcase, this like blockage. We've got this, no, When we say, bring me that abundance and I expect to get $1,000, there's things we're not doing in the right way. But it is all right there. And until we can let it go, clear yourself with all the blockages and just say, I'm open to all the abundances in front of me. Whatever it is, whenever it's there for me, the time is going to come. We kind of prevent ourselves from seeing it and knowing it because we're expecting something different. We are open to not.
We have to let go of the expectation of how it's going to show up. Yeah, we have to let go of that expectation because we as humans, we have this like, I want it this way, I want it then, I want it, very like mapped out. And spirit is never going to bring it to you in the way that you think or how you're wanting it. It's going to come in a way that's going to be even better or the best way for you. And so really important to be open to receiving however it's going to show up, because I know it for myself. Again, I really fought that lack mentality. Like I never have enough. And I was kept manifesting not having enough. And I know that I was watching Abraham Hicks, or Esther Hicks as Abraham, channeling Abraham. And, she would talk about the vortex. The vortex is right there. You just got to get in the vortex. But she never said how to get in the vortex, right? So I was like, I don't know how to get in the vortex. And really, that's what you're talking about here. You're talking about, raising your frequency by letting those blockages go, working through transmuting that negative energy. But that can be stuff like, the hard thing is, as we can say, you've just got to overcome your blockages. But if you don't even know what they are, it's hard. And I know this because for myself, I didn't know that one of my blockages, big money blockage, big money blockage. I grew up in a house where lack mentality was the rule of the day. We never had enough. My father was always afraid of not having enough. My mother was always overspending. Money was always that like really bad thing, right? It was never in a good place. And so I had that internal feeling about money that I didn't recognize, that I always felt like I didn't have enough, or I was not going to have enough, or I was not going to be safe. And so I kept basically manifesting situations in my life where I didn't have enough, or when I did have enough, then I overspent or I overdid. And then I was back into not having enough. So even when, and it's so funny, and I tell this story all the time, the years, honestly, guys, the years that I made the most amount of money, dollar amount wise, were the years that I had the least amount of resource, because I kept putting myself in that negative deficit. And so really praying about this, or sitting down with yourself and really maybe even journaling about what is my relationship with money, to kind of see where maybe you're holding on to, see the either lack mentality or not a good relationship with money, right? Maybe you see money as a monster, or you see money as this, thing that's going to hurt you. We really have to kind of look at how we are perceiving money, because money's energy, just like everything else, love, freedom, pain, it's all energy, and money's energy too. And when you can get into the gratitude of, I'm grateful I can pay for what I have right here, then even though you just spent your last $10, you're going to be able to manifest more money because you were grateful. The feeling that went out with that money is going to allow more money to flow to you. And
money is a tricky one. Hi to Shannon, Alicia, and Kyle. Thanks for all joining in. Love you all. All right. Money is that money, romance, love, and jobs seem to be the three that everyone always talks about. They're irrelevant to how the abundance is going to work properly. I say that because we think the wrong way. People, it starts with you. The abundance is in front of you. We have given it to you. You've planned it. You've said this is what you want. And whatever you want is there. The problem is you. It's you. It's you. It is you, because what you is you're not aligned yourself. People say, I want the money. They say, I want the love. I want the romance. I want the job that is going to let me, sleep all day and get paid lots of money. Well, that is all possible, but the problem starts with you. And Melissa just said it. You must change your inner core first. We talked about this a few months ago. He put up the picture of the tree. You must first be solid in your foundation of who you are and what you believe in order for you to manifest that which aligns with who you are. But many of us are coming into this, like Melissa said, with money. We come down from a lack mentality of everything. I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy for this, whatever it may be. And then the next thing you know, you're wondering why it's not happening, or you're getting the same results of the same crappy person or the same job that pays you nothing, because that's what you're saying. You are saying you are not like that. You are not worthy of getting what you want. It starts with understanding who you are and aligning we put it this way to make it as simple as possible. Aligning your chakras, aligning your body, your soul up with yourself and your truth, with what you believe, what is your core love and life of yourself, up to that which you desire. Well, you can say I need $1,000 for rent, but the truth is you really wanted a brand new house that's got this fence and all this stuff with it, but you are saying push out to the house they really want, and I'm saying I just need $1,000. Where you're saying different things. You're telling the universe I really want this, and then you're telling the universe I really want this, and the universe is like, well, which door do you want me to open? Do you want me to open the crappy one that's got the little thing in there, or do you want to open the big one with all the abundance in the world? But you are saying open the crappy one, and we are like, oh, we're so confused. But okay, here's the crappy one for you. We need you to align yourself. And it starts with, it's as simple as this. It starts with loving yourself. It starts with knowing who you are. That you are here for a very purposeful reason. Are you ready for it? To love yourself. Do not give us this crap and this shit about, oh, I'm here to make everyone a vegetarian. Oh, I'm here to make the world this lovely place. Oh, I'm here for this or this or that. No, you are here for one reason, to love yourself. It is no harder or more difficult than that. Because when you love yourself, guess what, people? When you love yourself, that love extends well beyond you. It extends to your children, to your neighbors, to your parents, to the strangers on the street, to the random person you meet doing business. It extends everywhere in your life. And when you love yourself, you now understand who you are. And when you understand who you are and what your values are, you now can open up the larger doors. The doors that have the bounty that you never imagined possible. And that takes you to the next step. Forget any possible expectations. Because you are living in love. When you live in love, you're open to peace. When you live in love, you're just living in the moment you are in. And when you live in love in the moment you are in, what you are feeling in that moment will exponentially develop the future. The door you've been looking for with that abundance for money, for love, for romance, for children, for whatever, the career, the home, whatever it is, will come much closer to you, to where you can almost feel it. And you start living more in that love. And next thing you know, you've accidentally walked through that door and you are sitting in this house that you never imagined would come, which everyone was telling you it's not going to happen and we cannot help you and it's going to be terrible and you are a failure. Yet you are sitting in the house that you knew was going to come, that was better than you could ever imagined. And it is in front of you in a way you never thought it would come. But it's there. It's there because you loved yourself. You lived in this love and this peace. You helped your body grow and create exponential abundance for whatever you were desiring in a way you wouldn't fathom or know. Because when you have the expectations, now you're looking for a very specific door. And that door could be in the complete other path of what you truly align with, because the expectations come from your ego, not from your soul. The ego pushes you, the soul opens up the path. They do not put on the same path or put you in the same place. So having expectations is like being directed by the person down the street for what you need to do for your life when they know nothing about your life and what your true intentions are. But you're letting the person down the street direct you instead of yourself. That is what the ego does over the soul. That is what these expectations are. They are from others telling you what you should be doing and getting. Instead, expect the solution that is greater than you could ever imagine. But it starts with understanding your role and your purpose. It is not to save the world as Superman or Superwoman or Wonder Woman or be the goddess. It is for you to love yourself, for you to live in this love. And don't give me all this crap about karma and who you were in your past life, because guess what? It don't mean shit. We swear today because we're having fun with this. It don't mean shit because you are living today. You can learn from those past. You can say, I was a witch at one point. I was a warlock. I was this. I was. It doesn't matter what you said. Be grateful. Thank you. I know what I was. Guess what? You are now today you. And you are a person living forward in this moment. And once you live in that love, you can say to me you were a witch. Or you can say to me you were the president. You could be George Washington. I don't care who you were in reincarnation before. Until you love yourself, you can't open up to that energy, to that knowledge, to that wisdom that life can really give you. Once again, it's that abundance that is there in one of those doors, which cannot be opened until you take the first steps and truly, unbiasedly, love yourself, because you are worthy and deserving, and there is no lack in your life. Your life is full of wonder. And if you don't believe me, take a moment and sit. Take a moment and sit. And then think about your life. And you will be surprised at the abundance you already see. It's not these big, magnificent things like this big check for $1 million or this beautiful mansion or blah, blah, blah. No. It's the person smiling at you. It's the hug from a child. It's love from a pet. It's having the dinner you've been wanting. Every day, there are moments of abundance within our lives. And if we can have the love for ourselves and then recognize the abundance and say thank you for it and I want more. Yes, remember this, because Krayan said this yesterday, and who was he with in China? Thank you. And please bring me more of my abundance. We often forget to say, I want more. Ask for more. It's okay. In fact, we are telling you, ask for more, because that is what you deserve. So see the little things. Ask for more. Ask for bigger. Ask for that. But love yourself. That is the initial plan, the initial thing, because that is why you are here. No other reason for the majority of you, for why you are here, is to love yourself first. You can talk now. We go back.
No, that's beautiful. I know so many people get caught up in the story, right? They need a story. Their pride or their ego needs a story. I was a witch, or I was a part of this family, or in my past life I did this, that, or the other thing. And you're right. It does inform and can inform lessons. But at the end of the day, it's about being in this life. It's about really grounding into where you are right now. What is your frequency, and how can you manifest more um, than what you have, or manifest what you want? And I love that we just have to keep asking for more. Like, and I really resonated with that, because I've become very abundant in the past year or so. Things are going well. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but things are going well. And it occurred to me, like, am I not asking anymore? Like, am I not asking for more? Like, am I, because I think also as humans, like, we get to a point and it's like, is it too good to be true? Like, how could I get more, or how could I receive more? And we I think we're afraid because we're afraid a shoe is going to drop. Like, if it's too good, something's going to happen. Something's going to go wrong. The rug's going to get pulled out from under me. A shoe is going to drop. Something along that line. And that again is that trauma response. And so, really important to also recognize in yourself: am I doing that? When it gets good, am I doing that? Oh, this is too good to be true. Be careful. Or am I secretly waiting for something to happen because, well, that makes sense. I can't receive good stuff. I can't get more than enough. I can't be in a great relationship or have exactly what I want, right? So are you self-sabotaging? And really, really look at that. Am I getting in my own way? Am I not asking for more instead? So that's beautiful. I love that.
We are taught not to ask for more. We are taught not to ask for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. We are taught not to ask. How afraid are we to ask anyone for help, for assistance, for guidance? We are taught you have to do it yourself, or else you are not worthy, or else what is wrong with you? Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to swear anymore, but F that, because we are supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
We are here together. We are here together. And you'll be amazed. If you ask, people will say yes. Now, yes, there are always people that are like, I need this, I need this, I need this. Those are people that just need, typically they just want, because they don't want to do anything. What you're asking for is for more from your guides, for more in your life. And we are just told to say thank you. In fact, I remember when I started this journey, the comment was, thank you, Spirit. Well, why not? Thank you, Spirit. May I please have some more? Thank you, Spirit. I'm open for more abundance. Can you bring me more abundance? That's what we should be saying, but we stop at thank you, Spirit, because we are not supposed to be asking for more, but it's there in front of us. In fact, I've said this before. I said this when I talked to my story a few months ago, whatever. If you don't ask, they can't help.
No.
If I could say there's a fact, it would be that we all come in with two guides. You come with two guides that are here for one purpose. You.
Mm-hmm.
They are not here to, my guides are not here to help Melissa. They're not going over to Melissa's studio and saying, hey, Melissa, we got to do. No. They might send her a message about see not, but that's saying it's not my guide sending Melissa a message if I send her a healing, it's something else. But my guides are for me. And they cannot interfere with the life I choose without me saying,
Help.
can you help me?
Yeah, help.
I want this. I need this. Now, once again, if you're not aligned to yourself, if you are not aligned with who you really truly are, and you say, I need help, I need to get this blah, 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 yet your heart is saying, I want yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, well, we're working on yeah, yeah, yeah. You want blah, blah, blah. We can't give you blah, blah, blah. Now we can't give you yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're going to get tit-tat-toe. Which is crappier, and it's somewhere not anywhere on your line, but that's because you've not clarified who you are and what you want and where you want to go in your life. It's the way it goes, and I love how they said that. This is a big thing, because I remember the first time I heard someone say this to me. They were doing a talk, and they're like, spirit or ego is like an angel. I'm like, no effing way. It's not like an archangel that's going to talk to you. Ego is something completely different. And I love the example they gave with ego and the soul, because the ego is going to try to put you on a path that conforms, that gives you that expectations, because ego only knows what you've learned in this life.
Mm-hmm.
Ego is not knowing what you want and your true. Ego does not know what you want in your true thing. But ego is just, this is what's around me and the what I've learned in my life. This is what I know, and this is what I'm going to bring you. Because hey, I know if you do this, we can get that. Your soul is saying, you want this. Let me give you this.
Mm-hmm.
Soul saying, no, it's got to be this. It's got to be this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's catching ourselves.
Yeah.
It's helping us know where we're at with everything, and it's not easy. So where's your abundance? Your abundance is literally right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not there right now, how you thought, or what you need, or what you think you need in your this life, you must first examine who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Am I living in love?
Mm-hmm.
Then you must look around and say, what is the abundance that I'm seeing in my life right now?
Mm-hmm.
Write it down. I've been doing this now for a couple weeks every night. Now I try to write down just a simple thing. You know what I say? I'm open to all my abundance in my life. I say that. I write that down. And there sometimes I'll say, here's some of the things. Here's some of the examples of abundance today that I received. And I'll write it down. And it can be as simple as, hey, it's a beautiful day. I had a good breakfast. I went to the gym. I did whatever it is. It can be simple things. But then realizing that is your abundance. You know what that does? Do you know what that does for you? When you just recognize the simple things, you are now filling your brain and your body and your soul with abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're saying, this is the abundance I received today. You're saying, I received abundance. You mentioned Abraham Hicks early on and mentioned money. Do you know what they tell you when they get to money? One of the first things they say to do, one of the first things they say to do is, and they use a $100 bill. They say, put a $100 bill in your purse.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in your phone. Put it carry it with you all the time. You're not going to spend it. Now, if you don't have a $100 bill, start with a 20.
Mm-hmm.
You just go shopping. You're in the mall, you're at the store, you're whatever it is. You're like, oh, that's $99. I can buy it. Oh, that's $50. I can buy this. You're window shopping, but you're saying, I can buy this, I can buy that, I'm buying that. Guess what you're doing? You're saying you're buying, you're feeling like what it's like to buy it, and now that abundance of what you have is there. That's how you start building your abundance and money from their perspective. Now, that is, to me, that's a very elementary way of starting this. But sometimes we need to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
If we were going to hold thing on attention, that would take us a whole another hour to get through all the little details of what you need to do. But the starting points are here. Loving yourself. I love how they said that. Loving yourself. Because that puts you into the right frame of mind, puts you into the love of what you deserve, that you are deserving, you are worthy of whatever you want and desire in this world. 2, recognizing that whatever it is you've been looking for, you want most in your life, that it is in your life in a smaller scale right now. Recognize when you see it. That way you're saying, yes, I have this. Yes, I have this. Because the more you say, yes, I have this, guess what? Bring me more. More. Yes, I have this. Bring me more. Bring me more. Yes, I have this. Bring more. Next thing you know, that door is wide open. You're going to walk in. You're like, who do I want, the ruby or the diamond? Okay, and, maybe I'll take them both. I have 2 hands. Whatever it is, that's right now. But it starts somewhere. Even if you have nothing. Listen, Kyle's writing down here, I have a $100 bill right now. Too many. We'll start with 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was dead broke when I started this.
Oh, me too. Me too. No, I didn't even use real money. I just literally did a piece of paper with the dollar amount written on the paper, and I put it in my wallet.
Yeah. It can be anything.
And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
Right. But that's not just for money. It's for love. And in short, it's for all your abundance. Mm-hmm. If you can recognize the abundance you have in your life and the good things that you have going on, and say thank you for it, and ask for more, you're going to see more. And if you recognize that, it's sort of like we did with the new year. You remember when we talked about when we went to the new year, the new calendar year?
Oh, right.
We talked about how you're going to transition from one year to the next. So many people what they do is they carry with this big Santa sack. And this Santa sack is all the things they remember. And all they remember are all the crappy things that happened in the past. And they carry the bag of crappiness with them. And so now they're carrying all this heaviness weight. And that's what they're bringing into 2023. So they're not bringing into 2023 this expectations of these amazing things. They're bringing with them all the crap that they've had for their whole life, their whole past lives, all that stuff. Well, if you drop that bag and say, these are the good things that happened with me, and you fill your bag with good things, now it's going to be much lighter because good things are lighter. And you're coming into the new world. You're coming into your new you as a positive, abundant person. And from there, when you think back of what's in your sack and you pull out that bag and, oh, ho, ho, I'm Santa Claus, puts me up. Oh, look, I remember this good thing. And you're going to remember the good. And the good's going to follow you. And it's going to stay with you. And it's much more powerful. You don't believe it's much more powerful? I'll give you the science behind it. Your DNA expands with positivity and it shrinks with negativity. If you don't believe me, that's scientific proof. And I can give you the studies that show the DNA expands and activates when positive and reinforcement is given to it, and it constricts and deactivates when the opposite happens. And so that is it. And if you don't think DNA is powerful, if you take DNA off on my cheek, for example, and put it next town over, as you do something to me with an emotion, my DNA strand next town over will feel it at the exact same moment. It's very strong. Guess what? Nobel Prize was given out this past year because of it. So it's starting to be recognized by the whole scientific community.
I love
all these ideas.
I love it.
But, crazy thoughts here too. Anyways.
Great conversation. We are out of time again. All right, guys.
Placebo manifesting.
I loved it.
If you haven't heard of it before, there are drugs, just throw it out there, because Dr. Joe Dispenza will talk about this a lot, and so will Bruce Lipton, Dr. Bruce Lipton, both medical doctors. They'll talk about this. Pharmaceutical companies have actually had to eliminate placebos from their studies because the placebos were more effective than the drugs. So they have to rewrite their studies to show it with other drugs instead. Say, oh, see, we're more effective than this drug. They don't put the placebo in there anymore as often because the placebos have been as effective, if not more effective, and not significantly statistically different.
Love it.
Just think about all that. Okay. Guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching all the different avenues. We'll be back here next Thursday because why not?
Exactly.
We'll see what we talk about. But definitely take a look at Melissa. She goes live almost every day with card readings, just a daily notice. I talk once a week based on my YouTube channel. I do a different channel. This month is about discernment.
Nice.
And so, last month, Tuesday, I think it was, I talked about 2 big things of discernment that people just need. If you just hear my 2 examples, and all I said was, here's the 2 examples. Now think about them for yourself. Think about them for yourself.
I'm going to have to go and watch that.
And use that discernment on yourself to see what really resonates with you. And next week will be, and I might even go sooner than next. I'm ready to talk about it already. Next week will be just about discernment in your own life with who you were and where you are right now, because we're so many of us are stuck in the past. It's time to move forward.
I love it. Thank you.
That's all.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.